Well, good morning and happy Monday. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on board. It's just about 35 degrees right now in Barre. For some reason, and I'm not really entirely sure why, but it feels a little warmer than that. News this morning, we have a St. Johnsbury woman that has passed away after being struck in, apparently this was a hit-and-run situation in Hartford, Connecticut, where it took place. Jillian Hegarty and two female classmates crossing a street near Trinity College struck last Thursday night, and there's more going on with this investigation over the weekend right here in the Green Mountain State, but apparently she attended St. Johnsbury Academy before heading to Trinity for college, where she was a sophomore. One of the trending stories this morning here in Vermont, we have a driver that did not survive that crash involving a snowmobile race at Suicide 6 in Pomfret over the weekend. Police say that one of the drivers was headed down the mountain when he left the course and struck a tree on Saturday. That also under investigation. Northfield, Vermont police investigating allegations of hazing at Norwich University in Northfield. Saw a little bit of this buzzing over the weekend. The allegations reportedly involve the woman's rugby team and include branding and waterboarding. Oh, isn't that nice? We have an 8-year-old child with injuries after being involved in a crash with a car while driving an all-terrain vehicle, Lunenburg, Vermont, over the weekend. The ATV apparently did not yield to oncoming traffic on East Main Street, causing the crash. The boy is taken to the hospital for treatment of injuries not considered serious. So I guess there's some good news there. Weather-wise, it is, as Cody was just saying here on the podcast just a few minutes ago, it's going to be warming up just every day. We're just looking forward to green grass that's coming. We have a couple of guys with us this morning, sitting right next to us here in the studio. Cody, I'm going to let you introduce these boys from Pearl Street Pizza. You take it away, my friend.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great week. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
Usually it's JD and I here chewing the fat, as he likes to say, talking about business stuff. Once in a while, we have business owners on with us or people from the community that talk about their impact on our local economy. So who better that I thought this week to bring on two of the three owners of our newest pizza restaurant here in downtown Barre, our newest hip bar right here in the downtown, Wilson and Chris.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Understatement, man. You guys are just kicking ass over there. I mean, my God, I drive by, and it's just packed in there. It's just packed.
Well, we only have 8 tables, so it's easy to make it look as busy as all hell.
I've seen a couple situations where it almost looks like it's like standing room only in there. It's busy.
It gets like that sometimes, yeah. Fridays and Saturdays for sure.
Scrambling to find chairs.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're ordering more chairs today for sure. That was something that we took away from Saturday night. Yep.
Wilson, Ballantyne, Chris Ruiz from Pearl Street Pizza. Our guests this time around on the Barre Business Hour on Monday mornings. We always bring Cody Morrison in from Barre Area Development and kind of hang out and talk a little bit about what's happening in downtown Barre. And there's a lot happening. You guys were just saying this is going to be your first full summer. I think we had a ribbon cutting in the fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're coming into our 13th week open now. It's been getting busier and busier every week.
13 weeks.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening quick though. I mean, we're hopefully going to be having some outside dining before we know it, and assuming the city works with us on this, but I think they will. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And for everyone watching today, Pearl Street Pizza, they're located on the left-hand side of the AR Market building, right along the Pearl Street corridor, if you will.
Yep.
Right.
And also for everyone watching, there's a link to their Facebook page and their website in the chat.
Yeah. Chris.
Yes.
How did you get involved with all of this? This it's you, it's Wilson, and it's Stefano.
Yeah.
All right.
So I moved up here in September of 2020
Okay.
from Alabama, and after I got out of quarantine, the first place I walked in was AR Market. And Pete was basically like, "Yeah, come work here. You seem cool." Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, I'm a bartender. This is what I do."
Pete Coleman.
Yeah, Pete Coleman of
Yep.
Vermont Salumi and AR Market fame. Yeah, I'm like, I'm a bartender. This is what I do. I noticed you have this gorgeous bar over here, and things kind of happened, and I wind up running the AR bar that was there, the wine and charcuterie bar that was there for a little bit. And Stefano was a person who I'd see about four or five every other day after he finished up at the deli.
Yeah.
And I was telling him my plans to honestly become a business owner myself and just buy like I had this concept to open up like this like kind of like punk rock dive bar, and I was like, the only thing is the state of Vermont requires food.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to make food. Like, I like making food for myself and my friends and my family, but like like, I don't want to do this in a commercial setting. And no joke, I remember it the next day, he comes in, 4 o'clock on the dot. He was like, "Chris, what if you didn't have to make any food?" And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he was like, "Me and my buddy Wilson," he was like, "We have this plan." And he was like, "It works out perfectly." He's like, "I could do pizza. Wilson, can do kind of everything, and you can be bartender, and like, this can work." And I think one meeting at 3 penny later, it was done.
Shaking hands.
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, Stefano and I, we had been many months in, getting real about opening a business, and for years we had joked about it. And after Stefano had taken over the deli, I found a lot of inspiration from his entrepreneurship there and his willing to succeed in a small community like this. And I was just sick of working for other people, and I was like, let's do it. We can do this. I know that we can. And so we had an opportunity to buy that gigantic, beautiful oven that we have in the front dining room there. And we pulled the trigger on it without having a place to put it, which was about as crazy as it gets. The motivation, very stressful, but we did it. And at that point, yeah, we were getting serious. Obviously, had to get serious about trying to find a location to stick this thing. And at the same time, we wanted a third partner. And so we were just scrambling to, find the right fit, the right person for us. And Stefano came to me one afternoon and was like, "I think I got it all figured out." And I was like, "Oh boy, here we go."
Were there a couple of beers involved?
I mean, always, right?
Sharpened pencil.
That's when the best work gets done.
That's true.
So, yeah, and at that point, so we got serious with Chris, and we were going around trying to find locations to put this oven, and which was turning out to be a lot more difficult than we anticipated.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this big, huge, beautiful piece of equipment was sitting in storage.
The oven.
The oven.
I was just going to ask you, where the hell did you find an oven like that?
Yeah, so we purchased this secondhand from a pizza shop up in Burlington that decided to take a different approach with their business. They started focusing on a different style of pizza, and they just didn't have the use for this gigantic piece of real estate just taking up precious space in their little pizza shop. So they upgraded. Well, I can't really call it an upgrade, but they went a different route by purchasing like a triple tier deck oven that also like steams and does all this other stuff because they're making bread and stuff up there too.
I see.
So, but yeah, so we had the opportunity.
How did you get it out of their building? In Burlington.
Well, it took us a long time to find someone who was even willing to work with us on this. A lot of businesses just said that they either didn't have the manpower, they didn't have the equipment to move something so heavy, or they were just too afraid of the potential insurance liabilities.
Right.
So,
of course. Understandably.
Yeah. And eventually we were recommended Busca Movers. And I thought, okay, yeah, I mean, I was picking up the phone every day anyway, calling people. What's one more? And great folks over there. Adam Busca really helped us out tremendously. They did a great job. They pulled it out of the previous restaurant with a forklift,
Put it on some kind of truck.
Yeah, they put it on a truck. They brought it into storage, and
were you like, dude, watch the potholes?
yeah, oh yeah, we were. It's like I didn't even really want to watch the transportation occur, but that being said, when we did finally find the location down here in Barre, Stefano and I that morning followed him down. Watched it come down on the trailer down the highway, and it was exhilarating.
Cool as hell.
Yeah.
Wow. So. I remember the day when you guys had to take the glass out of the front of the building here. Mm-hmm. I don't even know who did that, and like who's the pro on taking glass out.
I think Pete just kind of did that, didn't he?
Pete just went for it in true Pete Coleman style.
Just send it, baby.
Yeah.
Pete Coleman style. That can get dangerous fast. My God. I never saw a professional glass remover on his resume. And it's the kind of thing where you've got one chance, and if you slip, it's over.
I don't know if anyone's seen that man's resume.
Yeah, I don't know if he has one. But yeah, that's cool. He got the, and I remember that day. I think. Were you saying, Chris, that it was September?
I believe it was like early September, because I very much remember having a conversation of, we're going to open October 1st. Look at us go.
Oh, yeah.
And
we figured, okay, we'll give it 30 days for R&D on recipes and all that. And it took a lot longer for the oven to get fully installed than we anticipated, which I guess we shouldn't have been too surprised.
No, just getting it in the building.
Oh yeah,
it honestly worked out for the best. Like, we needed that time to be more prepared.
Yep, get a lot of other things.
So with the bar so close by, when the oven was finally settled, did we just say, all right, let's go have a beverage?
Legally, I cannot comment on this.
No.
I mean, that's a big job, taking all that glass out and getting it in there. But I mean, it's in there, and it looks absolutely amazing. And the visibility of it is fantastic. You can see the oven when you're driving by, day or night.
It's huge. Yeah, that's huge for us. We talked about that before we even opened, but a lot of people will come in and be like, oh, I saw something going on in here.
Yeah.
And they'll come in, they'll get pizza, and next thing you know, like, see them every week.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Visibility's key. And I mean, it's not like we got a bunch of, brick oven pizza guys around here.
And I mean the design and everything, like the beautiful mosaic tile on there. It's like
it's gorgeous.
We knew we couldn't put it out back. Like,
sure,
it had to be in the middle of the dining room. People got to see it.
I want to give Pete a lot of credit too, because Pete's the one who approached us about moving into that space.
Yep.
Yeah.
And without his, honestly, just really spearheading, like, getting us into that space.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to ask you
who
about
knows,
that.
like, where we would have wound up.
So Pete is not one of the owners of Pearl Street Pizza.
Yep. We're tenants of his. He acquired that building around the same time that we moved the oven in there, and he had been helping us look for a location, a realistic, proper restaurant location that was going to be built around the oven, basically.
Right. Yeah.
The soul of our restaurant, and after months, he very seriously and quickly caught us off guard and said, "Hey, let's have a different conversation, one that is about you guys taking over the AR wine bar." And at one point, I mean, my initial thought was like, "Oh dear Lord, like this could happen really quick if we agree to this." Sure. And I was very nervous, but I'm really happy that we did that. We came really close to the Soup and Greens location. Like, we had paperwork in front of us, and it was like, okay, wait, let's pump the brakes. And boy, am I happy that we did, because I think that location would have needed a whole lot more work than the AR Wine Bar, which was a very clean slate.
I also think too, like, just like a big thing for us that I approached them whenever we first started talking about the business as community. I don't just want to be a restaurant just to rake in money. I want to be an active part of the community. I want to be a place where families come, where people feel safe there. They feel like they're neighbors, and I've been in Barre a short time, so I don't want to speak like too confidently on it, but like what Pete started with AR Market was something that, from my understanding, was like desperately needed down here. A real culture shift, a real hope for the downtown community. And I think that us being in that location with Pete is just building on that. And I not only feel fortunate, but I feel definitely like honored to be able to like take the next step of being part of what I hear a lot of people say is kind of like a revitalization of Barre, a new era of Barre where, you know, the downtown's bumping, there's things to do, families are out, like it's just fun. And we still have a little bit of ways to go. Like I personally would love to see more restaurants down here. But yeah, it just feels really cool to be part of something that feels like the start of something, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Pete was on the podcast. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that episode, but it was wild. Wild.
Yeah, I've had a conversation with Pete. Yeah,
yeah. He's such a an interesting dude. So I have to ask you, we're not letting Cody talk at all here.
Oh, hey, Cody.
Hey.
Cody's here.
nice of you to join us.
Let's dust him off. But Cody, obviously, you know, between the four of us right now, there's a pretty solid sense of excitement and overdue. As I think you said, this is what we're talking about. This is the kind of this is like the perfect example of what we are striving for in our conversations every Monday. That we want some new businesses to come in here and be different, change it up.
Oh, absolutely. We love, you know, the reason why we come on here is to promote the vibrancy and promote the great things that are happening in our downtown and up in Barre Town as well. It's really exciting to have you guys here. I love driving down Main Street at night and seeing you know, half of the AR market, the AR market building is lit right up with people in there. And I do like one cool little thing. I know, I'm sure some people would like to be able to walk through the AR market part itself to access the Pearl Street Pizza side, but I like the little side entrance there. The Pearl Street entrance. I think it's
right there.
I think that's pretty.
It's amazing that you guys are like literally inches away from the farmers market too.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there.
No, I mean, we're definitely going to try to do everything that we can to promote that farmer's market.
It's practically in the store.
Help it as best we can,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's in our best interest. The city really went for it by putting all that work into the pedway, and we definitely want to see it be as good as it can be.
Yeah. So something kind of cool that I've heard this year is that the farmers market's going to have more produce and meat.
Yeah.
Which I know I personally get most excited about that for farmers markets.
Same.
Yep.
And so we're going to have all that seating out there. I say all that, we're not sure exactly what we're
gonna ease into it. We'll see.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool to be able to, hey, come to the farmers market, get some cool local stuff, and then let's have some pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this year you're going to be able to bring your credit card down to the market.
I was just going to
down
mention
to the farmers
that,
market.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And
awesome.
and they just got
Talking
approved
about that.
for SNAP and EBT.
Nice.
So that was part of a grant that Tracy Lewis and I worked on last year, a marketing grant that got the road signs, more radio, newspaper, social media advertising. But the big kind of the staying part of it was they were able to purchase a Square terminal.
Yeah.
So you can bring your card up and you can pay for stuff up there, which is pretty cool. And it'll bring more people down. It'll make it more accessible.
Yeah. Who carries cash nowadays?
Yeah.
Amen. So how much weight are you guys going to be losing this summer, being inside this place with the oven going, and then you got all the glass?
It's so hot.
I eat so much pizza.
Bro, it's like it's not like you guys have a remote control where you're like, whoa, it's getting hot in here, let's raise the glass.
Yeah, I wish.
You guys are going to...
Yeah.
Well, JD, in the restaurant industry, you maintain weight.
That's right.
You get to eat. You get to pretty much eat whatever you want, but you're running around.
Not that I'm implying that you guys are overweight by any means.
No. You get fat once you get.
Someone's going to the gym today, and it's not me.
We offset whatever weight we lose by the cold pizza in the corner crying in between shifts.
But seriously, it's going to be warm in there this summer. You guys prepared for this?
We have an AC. Me and Stefano were literally just talking about the other day about getting some screens so we can pop the door open to hopefully help with the airflow.
Yeah.
I mean, the oven's only like 1,000 degrees, so
Right by the oven's not fun.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
The AC and the oven are going to have a vicious fight all summer.
yeah.
Well, luckily I stand behind the bar.
And the electric bill is going to be the loser.
Yeah, well, I got my money on the oven.
Oh, solar panels on the roof.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
Oh my God.
That's the next thing we'll work on.
So any live entertainment? I've seen a little bit in there.
We did it once. We
drummer
had a
or
really great
something.
event with the Vermont Italian Cultural Association, and they have a lot of really fun members, and they had a great turnout this past was it 2 weeks ago. We had some friends come down and play some live music, and it was a blast. Celeste and Marie and their friends there, and it was a little tight. We stuck them over in the market space. Once the market had closed, that way they could have a little bit of room to breathe. But I mean, at one point they were like marching around and getting everyone worked up, doing sing-alongs and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we definitely want to do something like that in the future. But I think we're gonna hold out at this point for outside dining and consumption. That way we have a little bit more room, we can accommodate more folks. It's hard when you're seeing live music. The last thing you want to do is get up and leave. So we had people tying down tables, which was fine. Like it was to be expected.
How much of that pedway can you use?
We're gonna find out very soon.
Yeah, we just submitted all of our paperwork on that. And we're hoping that the city works with us as best as possible.
So whenever I was with AR Bar, we were permitted a pretty good amount of space for outside, and even more if we wanted to do live music.
Right.
So I'm kind of hoping we get the same kind of framework, because live music outside during the summer, I mean, good night.
Yeah.
Wait, so who does outdoor dining right now in Barre? Mulligan's,
Corey?
Mulligan's, Corey. You guys now?
Technically, Morse Block has a table outside.
Yep.
Well,
Morse
and
Block.
Two Loco, right? I mean, they get
they?
outside a little bit.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see much of any. I've seen live music outside at the Quarry before, but yeah, I mean,
You got a
Pedway.
nice long alleyway there.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you
Plus, one
can.
of the cool things about outside too is like, I imagine with like live music, there'll be more standing, and like I think sometimes you go into a restaurant and you have the feel to like commit to like meals and drinks, and if you're outside just standing, you can just be like, hey, I'm gonna grab a couple of beers and like a
just hang
slice
out.
or something. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
You're right. As long as people can move through, walk through. But I mean, it's ideal. It's
Yeah.
ideal.
So, quick question. So you mentioned a slice. What is a grandma slice? What is that?
All right, so we do two different types of pizza there, right? But the one pizza that we do by the slice is our grandma pan pizza. It's a traditional style that really the credit goes to the fine folks of Long Island and New York City for developing this style, and basically it's very often compared to Sicilian, heading towards that direction. Not quite as thick and heavy, if you will, as a Sicilian pizza, which we also do as well, but we don't really advertise that. It takes a little bit longer for that dough to get to where it needs to be fermentation-wise. But we do make a Sicilian pizza. It feeds like 15 people. The thing, we weighed it once and it was like 16 pounds or
Yeah,
something
that's crazy.
insane like that. But yeah, so anyway, the grandma style though. So we sell that by the slice, and it's I'm holding up my hand here. It's probably like 2 inches thick or so.
Slice is about this big.
Yeah, it's a big rectangular slice.
Wow.
Very heavy, very hearty. They usually weigh no less than a pound, depending on what the toppings are.
Toppings start to push it to 1.5 pounds. Yeah.
And we're trying to keep it comparably priced. So, like, if you were to just get like a plain cheese or a pepperoni, you're going to spend about the same amount of money that you would get in like a big sandwich somewhere, or like a salad that's really loaded up. So,
Like our cheese grandma, I tell people this all the time. Like, if you have kids, like the cheese grandma is such a great value, because it's 24 for a whole one of those, like a whole grandma pizza.
Yeah.
And it can feed 6 kids easy, which comes out to like $4 a kid. Like
Right.
that's a great value.
So
Right.
that size is like what most people would consider like their 12 cut pizza. We quarter that and sell that by the slice. So and we have an add-on menu. So if you want to go wild, you can spend $25 on a slice if you really want, like by loading it up with all the prosciutto and all the other goodies. And we don't skimp on any of the ingredients. We buy as much local as possible, and what we import just the highest end ingredients that money can buy. Basically, like our San Marzanos coming in from Italy are out of control.
Anything that Stefano is involved with is
sustainability.
He knows.
Local.
His eye is on quality first and foremost.
Sure.
This is actually, I think that's what I'm kind of most proud of in this whole endeavor, is that we kind of have something for everyone. If you're on a budget and looking for like a little to go a long way, like a grandma slice is honestly, for me, it's 2 meals. Like I could eat half and then I'll eat the other half later. And then also too, if you want to come in and like 40th wedding anniversary with a expensive bottle of wine and some really nice pizza, like you can do that too.
Sure.
And like I really am proud about that, because
and take it to go.
Yeah, especially like Barre's a working class town, and I come from a poor working class Mexican family. I understand what it's like to not have money, or to not have money go as far. And I'm just really proud that we're able to offer up an option like that, as well as be able to splurge. So in my opinion, that's what I'm most proud of, is that we're offering real quality at nice prices.
Yeah. I see mad amounts of foot traffic go by here right around noon. People going in there, grabbing something. And
we got a good regular clientele at this point, which is awesome. It happened quick.
The young state worker guys, there's like 4 of them that come in like every day.
I see them. I see them. What's up? Tell me about this. Any of you? What was I hearing about this TV production crew that stopped in?
So Pete was working with these folks. Was it Battalion TV? I think they broadcast on, I believe, Hulu
and Amazon. Yep.
And they were in the area. This was pretty last minute, as most things are. But yeah, they came over. They did a bit with Pete on salumi out back and the AR market, and they briefly touched on what we're doing out front with pizza, kind of just trying to show all the different Italian cuisine avenues, if you will, that are going on in that Alimentari Rossini building. And they stopped in some other locations while they were here visiting. But I mean, it's their shtick is they want to see all the good Italian stuff going on.
Yeah, right.
And there's a lot of that going on next door.
That's so cool. That
worked out very well. Yeah.
Cody, jump in here. Just kick me if we're going too far without bringing you into the conversation.
Hey, this is about them today.
Yeah. We need more businesses like this, though, brother. You know, we need more of this.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was excited back. It was around April or May or so of last year.
When you heard the rumors.
I met with Stefano, and then I met with the 3 of you over at Morse Block Deli, and we started talking about how, what you guys needed for the business to be able to move in. I believe you're still in the site selection process at that point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it was there was just so much going on at that point. We were meeting with so many different people. I think it was at the end of that conversation, I was like, Stefano, who's this guy? Like, he's telling us, like, is he our new consultant? Like, what's going on? And then the follow up conversation we had, we call Cody Sea Dog.
Real?
Yeah. So the follow up conversation that we had with Sea Dog was that we were being pointed in the direction of Community Capital, another great business based right out of Barre here.
Wonderful asset for Barre.
I meant to ask you or tell you that I've been meaning to get them on. David? Is it David?
Alex is the head guy.
Community Capital.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
they're wonderful people.
They treated you right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
Him and Abby were like
continue to
the biggest Jeez, I mean, I don't even know where to begin, really. They're
coming on.
available by phone anytime. Any questions I have, like, at this point, I mean, we qualified for historically, I think, like, their largest loan that they've given out, which was great. I mean, it was it allowed us to do what we wanted to do and not cut corners in any way. And they've just been so helpful. And on top of it too, like, they have other tools that we can utilize as far as just like training with or helping with bookkeeping. And just being available for all questions in general, really. I mean, super, super great folks.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyone who's thinking about opening a business, like, definitely contact them.
And their rates were better than like any banks that we spoke with. And we were just excited to keep all the money in Barre. I mean, community capital, they do service, I believe, all of the state, but I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's much more than just Barre Montpelier area. But for us, I mean, geez, their location is as close as yours is to the restaurant. They're just on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I mean, I can walk down there and knock on the door if I have a question that I need answered.
Wilson, what were you doing before all this?
So before this, I met Stefano going to culinary school. We went to Necky together back in 2010. Right after school, we, both of us were cooking in the area. And I started brewing beer for a while. I brewed beer up at Magic Hat and last at Hill Farmstead before the pandemic hit. And during the pandemic, I was just I had gotten furloughed, unfortunately, and I was doing some soul searching, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. In the meantime, still continuing the ongoing banter with Stefano about opening a restaurant. And then finally, when the opportunity to purchase the oven came, and we went for it, it was like, okay, this is it. So we're doing it. So.
And this may not have happened if you weren't furloughed.
This
may not have happened
actually,
if there wasn't COVID.
Yeah, really though. That's a very very good point. And it's crazy how something like that can be such a huge fork in the road.
Sure.
Because I had no intention of leaving my job at the time, and every intention of returning to that industry. But then, what we thought was going to be a 3-month furlough turned into over a year, and now what it has been. Wild.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wound up here for COVID either.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for
Isn't
that.
that interesting? It's so amazing. Yeah. What made you pick Vermont from Alabama?
I actually wanted to move to like Philly or Baltimore, but my wife was like, "Why are we trading one big city for another?" And I still love those cities. I love a gritty, hard-nosed city. Like, that's just me. I fit in. Like, those are my people. Like I said, working class people are my people. Yeah. And then we started just throwing darts at a map, and Vermont was something that we to preface a little bit. My son was thought to be needed special education, and Alabama ranks 49th, and Vermont is in the top 10. And it was kind of like, my wife and I both grew up in Alabama public school systems, and we know exactly where he was heading. Like, there would have never been any upward mobility. So we were like, we need to get him somewhere. And also, too, at the time, like, the attitude towards COVID in the Deep South was just disgusting. And what better time to get out and change up lives? So I actually tried to move to Montpelier. And the realtor who was going to rent me an apartment ghosted me on the day that we were moving up here. So we had to scramble to find living arrangements. And so thank you, Stone and Browning, for giving me this opportunity to live here.
Stone and Browning plug.
Yeah, so that's the
Good
short
boys.
of it. Yeah, they were really, really helpful. Bailey Cuban, who is our personal kind of person to get us into the apartment that we're in.
They helped me move here from out of state.
I mean,
around the same time.
she literally FaceTimed me walking through the apartment while we're still in Alabama. Like, hey, don't know what happened with our other apartment. Can you please find us something within like a week? Because my entire house is in the back of a U-Haul.
You ever slept in a U-Haul? I have.
Can't
Wow,
say I have.
what a story, man!
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Just like just all happened kind of randomly.
You just came in and you just fit right in.
I love this place. Like, I love Barre. Something that a lot of people come up to me, they are like, I'm so happy that like an outsider came in.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I love this community. I want to be part of the community, because they're just kind of tired of this like, oh, woe is me, Barry's awful type of attitude that permeates a lot of Barre.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? The community is what you make of it.
Sure.
Like, are there flaws? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's anywhere. But do you want to be part of the problem or part of the solution?
Yeah, right.
And I really just wanted to be part of the solution, because I see a lot of great people here.
Yeah.
We actually have kind of like a very diverse city, considering Vermont as a whole.
Yes.
We have a diverse city. There's a lot of great people here with like stories to tell and things to do, and like I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
very
so
wanna be
cool.
part of it.
You love hearing that. That's music to your ears, Cody.
Yep.
Well, Cody only slipped in like $200 to say that. So.
Yeah. Right. So what do we do? What do you think we need to do to be more attractive as a city to folks like you guys, and Pete, who have a vision?
Mm-hmm.
They have a passion, of course, but they have a vision. Literally, they're visualizing what they could do. We need to attract more folks like that to the
Yeah.
city. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think, I've only been in Vermont for 12 years now, and downtown Barre had just gotten that huge, beautiful redo, if you will, renovation right along Main Street when I moved here. And I can't imagine what it was like before that. The first thing I thought of was like, oh yeah, continue to like build on a beautiful downtown vibe, encouraging people to like walk around. I think like what's going on at Courier Park in the summers is
Right.
a huge help.
Awesome.
Like that, like I was really looking forward to that every single week last summer, and I'm looking forward to what that turns into. And the Heritage Festival, that's been a huge event for everybody too. It was
Yeah.
a bummer to miss it for the past couple of years. I think Barry's on the right track trying to focus on things like that. I think overall it's a fairly clean city. I think our road crews do a really good job.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I think the roads are better than they are in Montpelier, so that's cool.
Right,
You know?
right.
Our snowplow crews are pretty active.
Yeah,
No, those are great folks. I mean, I've had Sea Dogs helped me get them on the phone a couple of times to get some additional assistance in the pedway, and those guys are super responsive.
Yeah.
Like within 10 minutes, they're out there and they're clearing and getting it done, and it's very impressive. So
I've actually put a lot of thought into this before about what Barre needs, because I see all these cars passing every single day through our big windows, and like there's a lot of traffic here. There's a lot of economic opportunity that works for everybody.
It's the jugular right here.
I would
dude.
love to see more restaurants first and foremost. Like I think for a downtown, having food accessibility is very big, especially when we have people literally living above some of these
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Another thing I would really love to see downtown, especially with, we all see the empty buildings. I would love to see some medical professionals offices here. Like a lot of people are on foot here. I mean, hell, I walk everywhere here.
Yeah.
Having a general doctor's office downtown
Yeah.
or a specialist of some sort to help people who have very real medical needs. I mean,
There used to be a dentist right up above us.
yeah, I mean, stuff like that. It's businesses that serve the community. That's huge, because if
Right.
people have all their needs met downtown,
Sure.
then it just helps everybody. I always say what is community? Community is when you feel safe walking down the street,
Yeah.
when you can grab a bite to eat, and where you can say like hello to your neighbors.
That's right.
And we're also where you can have a quality of life kind of available for you. And so I would love to see more medical offices down here. I'd love to see more restaurants, because I think a big thing about making a downtown too is also families. Just, hey, what are we doing tonight? whatever. Let's drive downtown Barre and walk around and figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would love
We
to
definitely
see
need more of that.
progress made towards there.
Yeah, for sure. Cody, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think a few things that we need to do to make this a more inviting, welcoming place for people from outside of the area are exactly what the four of us are working on doing right now, and opening businesses and helping promote the vibrancy and the good things that are happening here. We were talking before we went on air about how cool it is driving downtown now and seeing just another light on, more activity, people in the Pearl Street Pizza restaurant, even on Monday nights with the Barre Beat podcast. That's another window that's fully another storefront that's fully illuminated.
That's right.
More activity going on.
7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock tonight, right here.
So it really just goes to show that this revitalization and bringing vibrancy to a community really is an all hands on deck. Really is a team effort. It involves a little bit of everybody and just a little a can-do attitude.
Yep. Yep.
You want people to be able to come into town and stay a while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so if they're going to go to the Opera House, let's go over to Pearl Street Pizza first. Grab a pie over there and maybe a beer, and then we keep the car right where it is and just
Sure,
walk
yeah.
over to the Opera
Absolutely.
House.
I remember we talked about this. Like, I would love like a night where it's like, hey, we're just here for some drinks. We have reservations at Cornerstone tonight, or vice versa.
Right.
Like, we are all about community support. Like, we don't view other restaurants or entertainment as competition, because that's not how it should be. Because if everybody's supporting each other, working in tandem, like, for instance, how many people do I tell about Made in Brazil? Like, it is a fantastic restaurant.
Yes.
I mean, oh man, he's one of the sweetest human beings I've ever met in my life too. Like, anyone who comes in, I'm like, hey, you need, like, skip us tomorrow, go there. Like, please go there.
Wow.
I mean, but that's what it's all about. Because he does the same to us. And
Yeah.
I mean, the day that we got our walk-in delivered, he's like walking into work, and he stopped and made a point to just be like, guys, you need an extra set of hands to lift these huge panels. And like, that's
awesome.
the little, the community vibe that we're looking for.
Sure.
Super encouraging. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Another
said.
young professional in the area too that's sticking his neck out there and going for it.
Yeah.
And also not deterred from this pandemic and opening, using that time to open
Right.
a restaurant or open whatever.
in that same vein, I also want to give Pete credit for being such a good example. Like, I know he would never, like, admit this or anything, but he donates a lot of food.
Yes.
And feeds a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we kind of just follow, like, he's kind of set the example of how to be good for your community. Pete really, I mean, from day one, I noticed that. We've fed a lot of people. I've taken a lot of sandwiches and produce places. So Pete really does set a great example about how to be, like, a positive part of the community.
Yeah. And this guy, Sea Dog here, Cody Morrison, sitting right next to you. He's, I tend to blow sunshine on this guy every Monday. But here's the thing: it's without this guy, I don't know how things would be. He's very aggressive. He doesn't let anything slip by him.
Nope, not at all.
Is that an understatement?
Yeah. No, here's a great example. When we were getting ready to open, I was in this transition period, essentially jobless. I was doing some side work and helping out my father-in-law. And one day, the fine folks over at Community Capital needed some paperwork sent back to them before the weekend, and I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to convert a file on my cell phone while I'm 15 feet up on a ladder, and I have, like, my tool belt on, and
they need it in 10 minutes.
And I'm like, what do I do? Well, what I did was I called Sea Dog and I said, hey man, I need a hand on the fly. Are you available? And I emailed him this file from my phone on the ladder, and he sent that back to me to just glance over before sending it to Community Capital for me, and it was all said and done in like 3 or 4 minutes. And I was like, okay, this is
amazing?
This is what I'm talking about.
Remember the snow day? Where I'm like, get Cody on the phone.
Yeah, right.
And within 5 minutes, a crew was out there shoveling our pedway.
Public Works got up and got going quickly.
Yeah. This is so cool, man.
And that's part of the fun part about my job is that we work on big projects and do big grant stuff. We talk about it quite often, but what may seem like something small compared to a multi-million-dollar project is just as important and holds the same weight that to a business owner that might. So no problem really is too small, but it's fun being able to try to help solve problems and push things along.
And speaking of those grants, I mean, this guy knows grants like it's almost kind of sad. I don't think he sits home and cuddles up with his woman and watches Netflix. He's looking at grants on his computer all the time, and like he knows all of them and how to get them and with the ins and outs and nuts and bolts of it, which is complicated and frankly can be intimidating to many business owners that maybe have a vision, maybe have an idea, but they're their own worst enemy. And there really is an element of bravery when you come forward and say, "Hey, Cody, I'm kind of thinking about this. What do you think? You think Barre would need it? Where could it go?" But he's your man, and he knows where the money is. He knows how to find it.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we try to do is we try to translate and be that go-between. We try to translate what the federal or state government wants and find a Main Street solution to that. So we're trying to connect needs that we have locally to bigger statewide, federal government needs that the government is looking to fund, to address, to pay attention to. One that we're looking at right now, potentially, we're still piecing the project together and working with the city, and we'll be working with a handful of associations, would be renovations at the Barre Auditorium. So hopefully that could result in some air conditioning, so more year-round events, more people coming to the auditorium for trade shows and stuff like that throughout the year instead of just October to May. So that's one thing that we're working on right now. Even though it is a public project, it does have huge ramifications for the business community. I'm sure. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind some more summer traffic in your doors.
So in Mobile, the Civic Center is located quite literally on the edge of downtown, and anytime there was a concert or show or anything, if it's like the business owners downtown were like, "Hey, we're about to get a huge influx of people. We need more staff. We need to be ready for tonight." So, like, I can tell you that if you can get those shows and stuff, like trade shows, concerts, anything, it is a real punch of economy.
And to keep the events that we still have going on here, we've talked about the basketball tournaments that the Vermont Principals Association hosts throughout February and March. If we didn't have those here, then that would that'd be a huge hit to our downtown.
Well, not that I need to give you guys a heads up because you're probably aware of this already, but Monday night, the 11th, is the Queen Tribute Act, One Night of Queen, which is playing at the Opera House, and I think it's sold out already. So
nice.
I believe I saw it was sold out last week.
Yeah, it's we're going. They're amazing, but you guys might be busy that night.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah. The Wine Club. Is that still going on?
That's not us.
AR.
Well, that's AR, right?
Club. Yeah,
but yes.
You were driving the bus.
I was for a little bit, but now I'm not with them.
Okay. So let's not talk.
But no, I will say.
No, don't.
Phil Christian from 802 Distributors is the guy who heads up their wine club.
Yeah.
He is an incredible rep. He is responsible for all of the good wines coming into Barre, and he heads up their Wine of the Month club, and I've already had it this month, and it's fantastic. You should go get it.
We're also lucky that he is a Barre resident, and so
nice.
He's frequently in the market and Pearl Street Pizza just hanging out, and I mean he's one of those people that has like the best personality
infectious
ever. Like always in a good mood and always putting other people in good moods.
I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
We need more people like that. And Shannon and Alexander, who I'm sure you guys are charging rent. Because she's, my God, she's there all the time, right?
She sure is, yeah. I think she might even be an AR Market employee nowadays.
I see her kids more than I see my own.
Yeah, she's always over there and brings the visual representation of what's happening now in Barre to social media and to the eyes of not just folks that live in our community, but from afar who
Yeah.
down in Connecticut. They're looking around. Barry,
Social media has been huge for like us too.
Yeah.
Because people, I mean, now more than ever, like we have our phones, but you have instant access to information, and people are seeing our pizzas and our food and AR Markets meats, and they're like, oh man, this looks really cool. Let me go check it out. We all the time get people down from like Burlington and people saying like, oh, I live in Montpelier and I never came to Barre. I didn't know this was happening over here.
Yeah.
So like, that's really, really cool. Because we are right in the middle of the state.
Yeah.
There is no reason why, and Vermont ain't big.
Right.
Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be pulling from every part of the state, people coming to visit us.
Cody's so good about staying connected with tourism, the VermontVacation.org, I think, or .com, but directing tourists to, hey, don't skip by exit 7, man. I mean, get off exit 7.
Well, don't skip by exit 6 either. JD, you skip by exit 6. You skip by exit 6.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Can't be doing that.
Yes, that's true. Barre Town and Barre City, and he's just got his thumb on the pulse. He knows what's happening, and he's doing you're doing a great job making sure that people who are not familiar with Barre City and Barre Town become familiar with it and make it a destination. It's an attractive place to be, to come, to visit, to experience.
Well, you say that, JD, but you're the one that's reaching thousands of people a week, telling people about Barre, and you guys are the ones that are bringing people from Montpelier and Burlington that never would have come to Barre. So
you got to have a good product.
Yep,
No,
you got
have
it.
to.
And
Starts there.
And if your product isn't impeccable, that word will travel.
Yeah. Got to have a good attitude too.
That's right. And you have to have fun, no matter
I
what
may
you're
not
doing.
always have the best attitude.
You guys would be a lot of fun to work with.
I've been waiting for him to kick someone out of the bar.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
Barry's doing too well, I
Yeah,
guess.
too nice to
Jeez.
me.
So you guys gonna remove the glass, put the oven on a pickup and bring it over to the Thursday concerts in the park?
I wish. In fact, when we first got serious about pulling the trigger on that oven, Stefan and I wanted more than nothing than to put it on a trailer and do cater weddings or something with it. We actually reached out to the manufacturer and they were like, "Do not do that.
No, not
do not." We're like,
not
"Okay,
with that- not with that
exactly."
one.
Like,
Not with that one.
we build ovens for that kind of thing, and this is not one of them.
that's not
so
one of
we're
them,
like,
right.
okay.
I do think that there is an avenue though for us to work kind of in conjunction with the park the food truck Thursdays.
Yeah.
Just because we're not there doesn't mean that we can't be the place you come afterwards to kind of finish the night off with a drink or something like that.
Sure, and that's not to say that maybe down the road, next year or further out, who knows? Maybe we can try and work something out where we're delivering pizza down there and just hanging out.
Wilson wants to get a
try
moped and deliver pizza.
Oh, I want that real bad.
Do you?
Yeah.
That would be so awesome.
Little
dude.
Vespa, just rip
Oh,
around
my
with
God.
my apron covered in flour.
Oh my God.
Free advertising.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Couple pizzas on the back.
Oh God, it'd be so cool. Anything else that you can think of, Cody?
I think we covered a lot.
A lot of fun having these boys in here.
Yeah, thanks.
Make sure to go check out Pearl Street Pizza, located in the Pearl Street Pedway.
Yeah, and check them out on Facebook too. If you guys have any entertainment going on or whatever, it's going to be up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really trying to stay on top of the social media thing, and I would say almost all the credit goes to Stefano on that. I mean, what he does and continues to do with the Morse Block Deli account has always been a ton of fun. And it's a good outlet. I mean, like, it's fun to take pictures of food. It's fun to showcase ingredients, and also build on all the great farm relationships that we have. And that's the platform to do it on for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's on social media now. I mean, as far as any successful business in the food game should definitely be showcasing their wares on Instagram for sure.
Wow.
So
Yeah, we're lucky. Like, I mean, I think it goes without saying. He's been part of the community for a bit, but like Stefano is just a master at what he does.
Yeah.
And he plates food wonderfully. He takes pictures wonderfully. He cooks wonderfully. Like, I mean, it's the sum of our success is a sum of a bunch of moving parts. But if they're not all firing, then like it's not going to work. And luckily, we're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is going to be your first full summer here.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we have a really solid crew to help us get through this busy summer that's ahead of us. Our staff has been great. We really lucked out. I mean, the first few weeks were pretty hairy, mainly just trying to get enough boots on the ground, if you will, and be realistic about how many folks we need to do what we got to do the right way. But a lot of our crew, especially front of house, they all have full daytime jobs. A lot of teachers working with us and stuff, and they tell us, I don't think they're blowing smoke, but they tell us that they love working for us. And I think it shows in their good attitudes, and I hope that carries over into the quality.
I can't speak enough about our staff. I think a lot of times business owners get too much credit for how they are actually successful.
You're screwed without them.
I can't do what I do without them.
Yeah.
And I make sure that I'm always thanking them. I'm always supporting them. And we also try and be as fair and as positive and supportive to everybody. And like I said, I'm not successful without them. And I'm not even going to sit here and pretend to be like, oh, this is all me. This is all, me, Wilson, Stefano. We're doing it all. Like, no, we're not. We have a lot of help and support.
Sure.
And, I mean, I think you can kind of tell, like, our attitudes about community.
Yeah.
They start from within the house. So, like, they're all our friends in there. Yeah. Like, we don't walk around like we're your boss. Like, even though I'm your boss.
Yeah, right.
I'm the cool boss.
Yeah,
You're the lame boss.
we truly do try and have a community within our place first with the staff, and then it reaches out to the rest of the community.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think a good indicator is like a lot of our folks are coming in on their days off just to like hang out anyway. So
wow.
Yeah. So like, oh, all right. I guess we're doing something right.
Got to keep that hashtag Better Barre going, and Barre rock solid.
Yeah,
Barre rock solid.
Totally.
You guys are doing a hell of a job. Listen, if you have ever wanted to start your own business, Cody Morrison, way over on the left side of the camera there, the executive director of Barre Area Development, is your business matchmaker. He's the conduit.
Yes,
he's the conduit of just making it happen right here in the Granite City, and we appreciate him every Monday, and we appreciate his sponsorship and support of what we do here at Air It Out, and bringing fine folks like you guys in here.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Putting in the business spotlight, man.
And next week we're going to be talking about micro business development. We have a business advisor that's going to be coming on with us.
Yeah.
So
I
don't know if we want to.
No, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Yeah. Margaret Ferguson from Capstone.
Yep.
Cool.
It's going to be in here next
woman
Monday.
Who's worked, owned a business in Barre and has helped a lot of small micro businesses grow throughout the years. So she's going to be joining us next week, and we're going to be talking about how to take your idea from your spare bedroom or your basement or your garage to the next level.
Yeah. She's a wonderful lady, and I can't wait to have her on the air. Thank you, boys, so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Chris Ruiz and Wilson Ballantyne from Pearl Street Pizza with us this time around. Don't forget, 12 noon today, we have Dr. Dean Beckloff, who's going to be on the program talking about brain development with young children who are processing so much these days, dealing with a global pandemic on top of it all. He's got some really interesting things to share, and we're going to dig in deep at around high noon today, so we'll see you then. Thank you to our presenting sponsors. They're right there on the screen in front of you. The list is getting longer and longer, and one of them we thank for their continued support of us as a presenting sponsor is Barre Area Development. With Cody Morrison each and every Monday morning, the Barre Business Spotlight right here on the Air It Out Podcast.